Hello there and welcome to another Minecraft 1.13 tutorial. My name is ShadowC and today I'm going to show you this 100% efficient modular sugarcane farm that I came up with based on this very simple design that is quite common on the Minecraft world. Now, as you can see, this is a fairly, simple design right here, 100% efficient. You see that this is conveniently enclosed with glass. This is an 8 tiles long farm, but it could be longer, at least up to I think 15 tiles or even more. I don't know what I'm saying. This could be as long as you want. It has a card collection system right underneath here, which is going to collect every single piece of sugarcane that falls. These observers will detect when the sugarcane grows and occupy that air block in front of them, and will in turn power these pistons, making the sugarcane drop into the land right here, the dirt, and then the car will collect them. You can disable the cars with this lever. You can also control everything, all of these blocks from one single lever. I did 2 here because I was testing this. I didn't really finish that. So this is an offloading system for the carts. Very simple design and a quite complicated. Let's face it. This is kind of, I'm not even going to explain this because I'm gonna make it a far easier design for handling where the items go from here into the storage system. This has been working throughout my tutorials so far. I don't know, a couple tens of hours, I don't know, maybe 12-15 hours I've been recording in this world, and this is the yield. It's a pretty sick yield. As I said, it's 100% efficient. Only 2 models are being showcased here, but you can pretty much go as tall as the sky here with this design. But before we continue, I wanted to have a little word with you while we face these beautiful floating jars right here. I am so grateful so far for the growth of this channel. This is a very small channel. We, at the time of recording of this video, are close to 70 subscribers. I could probably shout out to each one of you if I knew you. Unfortunately, most of you don't choose to be listed in my subscribers count, so I don't know who you are basically. And I wanted to say that, first of all, thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you so much for showing interest in my content. And if you want to say, hey, here I am, this is my name, this is what I do, just leave a comment. I will read them all, and I am at the point where I can still find the time to reply to all of your comments. So don't be shy, don't hesitate to comment, say hello. But as you can see, this is a really small channel. And if you are part of the 90% of my viewers who are not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so and hit the bell icon so that you can get notifications from when I post new videos. I also have a survival series which you might find interesting at some point, but if you want to check that out, I'm going to leave them into right there into the information box. Oh, and also, if you like what you see, feel free to share my content. That's really useful. You can't imagine how useful it is if you share in Facebook, on Twitter, whatever. Show it to your friends. If you like the content, Mr. Cow, go onto your social network and share my stuff. Come on, don't go away. Well, or you could just walk away and watch another video. Alright, but let's stop mumbling and start building. So what I'm gonna do first here is the storage system where I want to keep the sugarcane. So let's imagine you are going to store, thousands upon thousands of this stuff. If I can play this game correctly. And let's say you end up with a very beautiful storage system like that. So now we're going to put all of our hoppers behind, like that. And we don't need filters because we only get sugarcane from this, so we are going to just build a line of hoppers on top of here. The way you do that is, let's put a block here and then shift click into that block all the time and make a line going sideways. And then one hopper facing this first hopper right here. So this will effectively use, I'm not exactly sure, I think this will be the first chest to populate with, to fill in with the sugarcane, and then it's going to travel upwards, and then this row over here until it gets completely full. Now, to make this much simpler, this farm is going to end right here. So it's going to start at this level, not on the ground. Because if you do the farm on the ground like I did here, in a complex system to make the items travel upwards through a water system, that might cause some lag as well. So we don't want that. What I'm going to do is continue with the line of hopper pretty much up to the middle of this and make an offloading system right there. So we have, okay, so we need one extra row to make it symmetrical. And with that, we are done. So what I want to do here, so we have two carts over there, but I want this to be just one little system. So the carts could go from here, turn around and, you know, reach this point right here or something, you know, along the lines of that. All right, now for good measurement, I'm going to add 2 more hoppers here because this farm is, so the cart is going to come here slightly off center. We are going to have 3 blocks here, 1 cart, the other cart here, and it's going to be slightly centered with the storage system, which you might like. So the next step here is to build this very simple offloading cart system. I'm going to take the power rail, and yeah, I just need power rails for now. So we are going to put our power rail here and a block. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, stopping that, and another block down here with power rail. So here's where the cart is going to park. Now from here you want to have a, I think it's a repeater, because I want to power this all the time, and then a comparator from here. Now there's a chance this won't work because the reason I have a dropper here is that the offloading system here often need a buffer, and droppers act as a buffer to slow down the item, you know, disappearing from here. I'm going to test this right now, and if it doesn't work, you're gonna learn why. Let's see. So I need some rails here, some regular rails. 1 sec. Let me grab those regular rail so that we can cut this off. Another power rail, and so we're gonna do like a testing. So here's how you can test stuff in Minecraft. You know, we're going to do a very short system like that, and the way we're powering this is with a torch here. So we have this thing power, and how does this work when I'm powering? Yeah, it will empower the same torch right here, as you can see. That's awesome. And then we can power this torch from elsewhere if we want to turn this farm off, and it's going to be just one offloading system, as you can see there. That's going to give you some freedom of you know, some control. So we have a cart here, and it's going to go, except this torch doesn't belong here. No, so we need to power this from here. Perfect. That goes back and forth, and when I put some items into the cart, it should stop right there. So let's grab a stack of this thing, and as you can see, it doesn't work. Oh, it does. All right, so that's interesting. It does work this time. Let's try and check that the items are getting, where are they getting? Probably the first chest right here. Yeah. All right, so they're getting here, so it's gonna go from left to right, you know, as opposed to right to left, and this is working. So we have 10 items left. That's perfect. So we didn't need a buffer right there, because this works. So you don't really need to worry about, you know, complex mechanics of why sometimes you need a dropper. So that's awesome. What we're going to work on right now is the trail for the minecart right here. So what we need is, so I'm gonna do, yeah, we need this gap right here, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I'm gonna do 8 for simplicity. I think you can make this go, you know, as far as you want. These were unpowered. The only power block were like right there, as you can see. But if you want the cars to go faster, you could arguably just do that. Let's count them. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. And then this has to come around. So redstone block, or you can use a lever, whatever. so that you get this all power right here, and then you regular rail right here, and you keep doing that, but except this needs to be power, right? So you get these 3 blocks here, the power block right there. That probably doesn't look so pretty, but you know, this is supposed to be like the underground of the farm. So we're gonna keep doing that. And I figure it goes up to like right here, and then it should come back. So if I put a minecart right now, it's going to do its loop. Always test your stuff on the go. As you're going, test your stuff. So it comes up to here, and then it turns around and goes up. So we're gonna do the first module here. I'm gonna place a floor like I did there, because I don't know, for convenience. So let's just do that. Right, so this is a service area of your farm. If you want, you can just pop in here and look around and see if, you know, something broke. So that's also a nice thing to do in the farms. Just give your survival player, access to the different mechanisms, parts of the farm. So now onto the farm itself. So what you want to have right on top of the cart is the line of dirt, or yeah, you basically need dirt because the sun will fall. That's pretty straightforward. So 4 and 4, and then 8 here. So this is where your sugarcane will be, and then of course you need water right behind it. So I'm going to build an enclosure here with the least amount of blocks needed. Like that, and I think, yeah, that looks kind of cool. So that I'm just following the aesthetics here because I like this block and how it combines with the green. Alright, so we have our first water pool right here, and then making the other. Right, so I have one of the water pools right here. I'm gonna show you how you fill this out. You put one here and then every other block, and in the last block right there, and there you have it, the 2 water pools that are going to support the sugarcane. So we have some sugarcane here. You are going to have to manually, you know, harvest some. So you can just go ahead and plant this right now, and this is very simple, very easy to do. So there are your 2 sugarcane, you know, crops, growth, whatever you want to call that. Now the next thing you do, I'm going to enclose all of these with glass. This needs to be all enclosed. The reason I do glass because it just looks pretty. So if you don't like glass, not grass. If you don't like glass, or you know, you believe you don't have it, you know, a lot of that, you can just use any other block, but you won't be able to see what's going on inside the farm. So just let me look what I did here. I did a slightly different thing. You actually need to have glass here because you can't afford, you know, if you had sugarcane falling behind this row right here, you would be having some efficiency loss. So we're going to enclose this like that. Perfect. And then I'm gonna do the other side. All right, so basically your next step is, so you need a row of glass on top of the water right here, and on the front and the sides you want a 3 block high, because that's as high as this will go. So you enclose all of this, and it's kind of tricky to look at, and then you are going to top it off with another row of glass here, so that this is all nicely enclosed in a box, and no sugarcane can drop off the farm. That's very important for the efficiency of this. Alright, so that's how it should look, the glass enclosure. And then the last thing you need to do is the mechanism. Now for the mechanism you need regular pistons, some observers, and some redstone dust. So this is fairly cheap. You just have to go to the nether, get some quartz to be able to build these things. But if you don't have slime balls, this is a very convenient farm. It's an early stage of the game farm, so that's something that you should bear in mind to do. So we're going to hop inside here, and yeah, we're gonna have to break this. So I'm gonna put the pistons and then the observers facing the other way. So I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, let me grab the observer real quick. So after your row of pistons, then observers. That's great. You put a row of sunblock and then redstone dust. And what this will do when the sugarcane grows to the 3rd level, this observer is going to emit a pulse. This pulse will power this block, and then the block is going to activate the piston, breaking the sugarcane farm. And that's pretty much the entire thing right here. So you can avoid building the cage and up until after you finish this mechanism right here, because that would be the sensible thing to do. Not that, I need an observer. All right, and there you have it. So this is the farm all completed. This is a slightly better version of it because you have one offloading system right here. We're gonna do the switch in a second. And then you have the 2 modules facing each other. You have a service floor right here, so you can come in and check what's going on. The car is nicely traveling throughout the entire rail system. You need to check that with your farms, make sure your car doesn't get stuck anywhere. And so yeah, that's it. So we are just waiting for the sugarcane to grow now. All right, so I'm setting the random tick speed here to 100 to see if this grows faster. All right, so there you saw it. So so the sugarcane grew, and this activated, so it fell off, and the car is rightly so depositing all of my sugarcane in the storage system. So that's a success. Now a word of advice here: if any of these observers detect a change in the state of the block in front of it, it's going to emit a pulse which is going to travel throughout the entirety of this row right here. So that's why you might consider making this 15 blocks long at most, so that you can have all of the pistons firing at once, which means that you only need one of the sugarcanes to grow to the 3rd level, and all of them are going to be harvested, as you can see here. So that's one other thing that I wanted to mention. Alright, so the last thing we need to do here is how to make this modular, how to add a module, and I want to add a module exactly on top of these ones, so that we can have a tall skyscraper maybe here, and this beautiful storage system right here. But before we do that, I'm going to very quickly, I just realized I just need my lever here. Let me actually do it right here. Perfect, so I'm going to emit a pulse off of here, and I'm going to like travel upwards. We don't need any fancy stuff. That's not enough, so we need to actually power this block. So what I'm going to do is go through the side right here, and maybe this works. If it doesn't, I'm going to use a repeater right here, but it actually does, and it powers off my farm. So when the car comes here, it's going to just stay here. Let's make sure it's empty, so you don't believe it's actually holding anything. And when I power this off, the cart just goes on. So this is good for lag. If you have a huge farm going up to the sky, you don't want this cart like moving around and causing some lag in your server. Although arguably it might be a very, very small amount of lag, but you want to minimize that, and that's a good thing to do. Now on to the task that we were talking about, which is extending this farm upwards and making this modular. Now I want to work through the problem with you right here, because I think this is a nice thing to learn from Minecraft. When you have a problem, you don't know how to solve it, and you need to start thinking logically about it. So what I want to do is to have this farm extending upwards and exactly at the same place, like right here. So what we need in order to do that is the car actually needs to come around and make another round right here at the top. We could actually make a different, another line, another car right here, and then somehow making it stop somewhere around here and deliver its items. The problem with that is that we will run out very quickly. We will run out of hoppers to deliver the items to. So that's clearly not an optimal solution. Now we have 5 minutes for these items to despawn, so we are basically free to go as high as we want, and the cart is going to take around, I don't know, 2 minutes to travel up and down. That's not a big deal. We can still have this farm being 100% efficient, but of course you want to test that. So the other way we can fix this is to just continue with this line right here, and I just pick some stuff up. Continue with this line right here, make it come around, go up, and then do another round over there. So what I'm gonna do is, while this thing is stopped, let me just make sure that this is stopped. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we have no power. Yeah, the cart is stopped, so we're not gonna lose the cart. We're gonna remove this block right here, which were stopping the cart from going, and we're gonna make it go around through the back. And we're gonna do it like that. And again, I'm just making this up as I go, so I don't know what problems I'm going to find. Now, a slight problem, this might be power, so I need to make sure that I don't put any redstone blocks that might power this redstone right here. That's one of the things that I need to deal with. Now I'm going to curl around after that and make the cart go. So let's do the rail where the car actually needs to go. So it needs to go here, and it's going to stop the other way. So we do it like this, and this time it stops here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be all right. So and we power this one, and we make this go. Perfect. So now we need to connect this thing with that thing, which shouldn't be very difficult. So we can go down, right, and about like that. Now we need to make sure we're not powering that redstone right there. So I'm gonna continue with this. Oh, okay, so this doesn't work like that. So you can see I'm correcting this thing as I go, and now I'm looking very carefully where to put my power redstone, and I'm working backwards because I know where the car needs to go, but I don't know how to make it go there. So here I think I safe to do that. Yeah, that's awesome. But I'm trying to check. So if I put a block here, you see that's powering, so I cannot do that. So I guess I'm gonna have to power it right here if I'm not wrong. Let's see. Yeah, that's awesome. It gets power. It gets, so we might have a problem with southwest orientation here. Bear that in mind. This could connect sideways, and it would prevent you from doing that. There are ways you could fix that, but for now we are lucky. We are lucky, and we're not having that problem. But just remember, you could have that problem in your build. Sorry, I'm thinking as I speak. So the sugarcane, that's not the sugarcane farm. The bamboo farm tutorial on the 1.14. Make sure you check that if you want to know about the rails orientation problem. So we have this thing going on here, which is not a power rail. I'm going to make it a power rail. Make sure all of the rails going up are powered so that we have enough force to bring the cart around. I'm going to power this block right here, and we're nearly done. So that's okay. So this is likely longer than I probably wish for a YouTube tutorial video, but I think it's very instructive, in which, hey, this is how you solve a problem midway. So it's kind of ugly, and I agree we could make this much more beautiful. Like, I can iterate through this problem and just make this go probably around the other side, and have this loop being much more compact. In fact, I probably want to do that. Like, I want to have this going around, and so you wouldn't have this ugly thing being here. So let's just do that. I'm sorry for this. You already know how to make the farm, so you don't need to watch this if you're not content with what I'm doing. But this is a really instructive piece of video so that you can learn how to fix stuff on problem solving on the go. So if I have this going like this, for example, to make this better, I mean, yeah, this is more expensive, but let's face it, you're tidying things up by doing this. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna bring the rails all around. So this is achieving several things. So the first thing that is achieving is, so the car stops always on the left of the farm, and the upward loops, it's always on the left. And also it's more compact. You don't have another line, another row going. So it's effectively keeping the compactness of the farms you can see here. So that's arguably a better solution than what we have just a minute ago. And so this is how you design farms in Minecraft. This is how you make stuff work. So I can extend this power, although there's another power block right there, but we have all power rails, and I can just, now we're gonna test this. So we're gonna turn on the farm, and the cart is gonna go. So it's getting the stuff on the bottom floor, it's going up and getting the stuff on the top floor right there. Perfect. And it's going back down. So there you have it. That's the first step on the modular sugarcane farm. So now I'm gonna cut this video. I'm gonna build the second module on top, which you know how to do, and I will get right back at you. Alright, so a small problem I found here, keeping up with the theme of this video. I need a block right there because I need water to be contained. So what I have to do is reroute this piece of rail here. It's going to be on top of this line of redstone dust, so it's not a big deal, and it's not going to, compromise the compactness of our farm, but it has to be done. Alright, so this is what I come up with. So the cart comes through the back, goes one block extra around the downside of the water fountain right there, or whatever you want to call that, and then it turns around, it makes this loop, it stops here, and it goes back down. Now, if you wanted to keep extending this, you know what to do. You need to remove this block, make this go up, and then, create the next loop. So this is effectively a modular sugarcane farm, and now I'm gonna finish this and show you the end result. Alright guys, that's it. That's the second module all completed. You can see how they start to stack up, on top of each other. I could make this border like maybe some module facing the other side right here and have the carts squiggling around. That would be another good problem to solve, but I will leave that to you. Now this is the farm, so you can feel free to just make this farm go as far high up as you want. I don't think the cart is going to take more than 5 minutes to collect the items and go back down, but you of course should measure that amount of time to make sure that you're not having, sugarcane items despawning, because we want this to be 100% efficient sugarcane farm. And as you can see, well, our tick is really going fast, but you can see this is already yielding a lot of sugarcane. So anyways, if you like this tutorial, leave a like, a comment, or subscribe to my channel for some more Minecraft. Thank you for all of your support. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you can have a notification when I upload more tutorials. Check my survival series. And of course, if you have a better idea for the sugarcane farm, you can leave a comment, or I don't know, just, make a video and leave a link in the comments. I'm gonna leave it there for you. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.